Hey, welcome back to the wood shop, guys. I just finished up doing some industrial sleds. I made 20 of them, and out of that I made these U things. Well, I had to cut all these out, so now I have all these left. It's plywood. I'm trying to figure out what to make. I think what I'm going to make, out of a couple of them anyway, is cell phone holders. I have no plans at all. I'm just going to wing this one, so if you guys want to see how I do it, follow along. Let's get started. Alright, first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tops of these off because I don't need this on there. Let's just square them up to begin with, see what we got. You can see I used the 3/4 material grade or furniture grade plywood. There's no gaps or anything in it. You can see how tight the grain and the fillers all are. Looks good. So I'm going to cut these off first and then we'll go from there. Alright, I set my stop up at about 3 3/8 of an inch, just enough to cut them little circles off of there. Let's see what we got going on. Let me turn on my dust collector first. Hold on a minute, fellas. Here we go. Alright, we're good to go. There you go, just like that. I've got 8 pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest up. Alright, with all them being cut up, I'm going to pair these off. 2 of them for each holder. Let's get some glue on there. And then I'm going to just brush it with my handy dandy brush thing I just got from my brother-in-law. Look at that, spreads it out nice. It's a tight bond glue brush. Get that whole surface. Just like that. Set it on the edge here. And we're going to take the next one, put it right on top. Get our clamp. Right in the middle, clamp it up. Okay, I'm going to be good with that. Okay, we're just going to do one clamp. I'm going to leave these set up for like a half hour, take them apart, start on the next step. Alright, guys, let's unclamp these, see what we got. Alright, looks pretty good. We got a few little uneven places here. You can see that. So I'm going to take them over here to my rigid, turn it on. I'll turn my dust collector on. And I'm just going to square these up on the belt sander. That takes a few minutes. I'm sure you're not going to want to watch all of it. So I'm going to continue on and shut you off. That took me about 2 minutes. There is no reason for you to watch me for 2 minutes doing that, but I got it all squared up. Now let's lay this out and see what we can do to make a cell phone holder out of it. Alright, I got a basic idea of what I want to do here, but I haven't sketched it out yet, so you can watch me try to figure this out. I got a 3/4 roller, and this is off my rigid belt sander, which is a cool tool. Everybody needs one of them, alright? So I'm going to start by just drawing a circle here and eyeing it up so there's about a 1/4 inch from each side. Like so. Then I'm going to move kitty corner down here. Do the same. I'm not going to be measuring anything. This is just to have fun, guys. Don't be too fussy with it. Okay, so I got a general idea what I want this to look like. So, you want me to draw it up and then I'll show you it? That way you're not watching. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Okay, does this make sense? This is going to be a solid piece here. It's going to come around, come back down. I'm going to drill these holes out with 7/8 Forstner bit or spade bit, whatever you have. I'm going to take my bandsaw up here, bandsaw here, down here, and we're going to have this all be cut out, this all be cut out. I hope you got all that. See that? Okay, let's get started, see what we can do. All right, set me up a couple stops on the drill press, just to help pull. I got a piece of angle here, I got a 1x here, that's good enough, and I just put a little clamp on there to help hold it. All right, let's see how good this, oh, I'm going to have to raise that table up. I can see that. I'm going to bring it all the way up. Okay, we're up now. I'm hoping I have enough room here. It's going to be really close if I can drill all the way through. I might have to make a little adjustment on there. Okay, here we go. I think I made it all the way through. Ooh, it's gonna move on me. There we go, there we go. Be careful, hold her down. That's it, all right. Let's see if we went all the way through. Yeah, we did. See that? That looks good. Now I believe I should be able to turn this over just like that. Clamp it down, put the other hole, and it should be right where I wanted it. Looking good so far. Alright, I unchucked this just to get it out because it was stuck in there, but you can see it came out good. And I got my holes just about where I wanted them, okay? So now I'm going to go to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut this out, right down here, and cut these out. Now let's see what happens there. Alright. Okay guys, you ready? Alright, first thing we're going to do is cut across this little line right there, okay? I'm just going to go straight across. There's our first cut, okay? Now let's do this cut right here. There we go. Looking good. Now we'll do this cut here. Alright, now, let me see. I think I might have to re-engineer this just a little bit. So give me a second. Like I said, we're designing this together, okay? Basically, you can see what I did here. If I'd have cut on my first line and then went down on my second line, I'd have cut this section right off. We don't want to do that. We want to keep this right here. Okay, so let's head back over to bandsaw and see what we can do. All right, here we go. Ready? Ready. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Okay. Now we're going to cut this line here and this section. This section here will fall right out. Hey, hey! That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, before we head over to the belt sander, my rigid here, you guys see me running all these tools and everything. I didn't used to have all these tools. Started out with hand tools and hand saver saws, belt sanders, all by hand. Skill saws, you name it, started out. And slowly you start doing more jobs, as I'll say on these shows. You start making more money, you start buying better tools, and now I'm set up pretty much just how I want to be. I don't really need any more tools. So keep on working, guys, if you're just starting out, and you too can start having more and more tools. It's great. It's a good way to spend the money that you make. All right? Okay, let's take this over to the belt sander now and start rounding some of these corners. Right there. Okay, I'm going to round a few more of them. You don't have to watch me do the whole thing. Alright, guys. So far, I'm liking the way it looks. I wish I could show you with my cell phone in it, but I do my recording with my cell phone, so I have to get my wife's later. But now, I'm going to change this belt over to my spindle, which is really cool. Like I said, this rigid sander is great. And then I can get down in here, and I can polish, I can sand up in here and everything. All right, let's see what we got. Like that, it's getting in there real nice. Like I said, this literally took me 3 minutes to switch over from the belt sander to the, I don't know, pole sander, whatever you call it. I don't know all the technology, guys. Alright, I'm going to continue sanding this up just a little bit more. Spindle sander. Alright, guys, pretty happy all in all with the way it turned out. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take, you can see where the plywood peeled off here, so I'm going to sand this down with my hand sander. Kind of give it, you'll probably see different layers of the plywood, which will look pretty cool. See how that one's chipped too? So let's see what we can do with that, alright? Alright, battery on my phone's getting low, guys. I'm sucking in the red area. So I'm just going to sand this a little bit. I put 120 on here. Let's see what we can do real quick, okay? Alright, that side took me about 3 minutes to get the, we'll call it patina, the plywood patina on it, okay? So now I'm going to flip it over, do the other side, sand that down, and we'll continue this project tomorrow because, by golly, I got to charge my phone. Alright guys, while y'all were sleeping, I put a coat of shellac on this. See, this is what I use right here. That's what we got. Now I'm going to take, I'm going to sand it down one more time. I got some 120 paper, 220 paper here. So I'm just going to sand it all down real quick, nothing too heavy. And I'm going to put on another coat of the shellac. I'm going to put 2 coats on this, and then it'll be done. So let's get down to putting one more coat on, okay? Okay, stirring this stuff up. It only takes a few minutes. Use the same stir I've used on everything. It's got so many coats of shit on it. I don't know. Anyways, I get these gloves, Harbor Freight. They're cheap. They work well. I apply it with just a piece of towel. I just cut a piece off. Dip it in. And just rub it in there. I like this because it dries quick. I can give it another coat in an hour. Just sand it with some 220. And it makes the grain pop out pretty good, especially on plywood. See that? It looks good, don't it? Okay, I'm going to finish wiping it all down, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, before we do that last step where I show you how pretty it all looks with the phone in it and everything, I want to go back and re-drill them holes. The holes I drilled last time wasn't very safe, so I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to use a spade drill this time instead. The problem is my spindle only goes 3 inches, so I have to flip the piece over actually to finish drilling the rest of it. So let's try that again, a little safer, okay? Here we go. Taking a few minutes, but I'm going to let you watch me, alright? Just hang in here, guys. See, them chips aren't jamming up now like they did with that Forstner thing. I'm going to pull it over. I got a little poke through there with the spade drill. I'm going to line that up. Just go through, nice and easy. There we go. Now that's much safer than the way I was doing it before. I'm glad I took the time to show you that. Alright, let's get back and I'll show you that phone sitting in its holder. Okay guys, there's the finished product. So I can see what you can make out of your scrap pieces, including this candle holder that I made out of scrap. And all these coasters that I made out of scrap. So using scrap wood can actually make you some money. There's my wife's phone. Rests perfect in there. Looks cool too. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.